Hey guys, you're buying your first gen. I've had a bunch over the years, and I'm going to tell you 10 of the most common problems I found with them and slash things to look for when you're buying your first one. One problem I've seen on every first gen I've ever owned, or any of my friends that have them, is that the windshields and all the seals and everything, they leak water when it rains and it starts to take out the floor. Another thing that I've found on some of the trucks, but not all of the trucks, is the vents. Some of them don't have real vents, which sucks when it gets cold. I drive this at -40, and having heat only on the windshield and the feet was not great. So another thing you're gonna notice is a dog. But if you're looking at the truck, I want you to check underneath, check the frame. The frame's not boxed on these old ones, so the guys that tow super heavy, they actually kinked the frame over years of abuse and big goosenecks and all that stuff. All right, this is a 12-valve Cummins truck, despite the grill being off a 70s pickup. One thing you want to look for though, or ask the owner because you can't really see it, is if it's had the killer dowel pin dealt with. The killer dowel pin is like a little dowel pin that just can jiggle out over time because these things vibrate so much and get chewed up in your gears and your timing cover, so that's a bad time. If you got the 89 to 90 and a half year model, it'll be a non-intercooled model, so watch for that. Also on the non-intercooled model, the exhaust is ½ inch smaller right from the turbo back. A lot of guys argue that on the internet, but it's a ½ inch smaller on the non-intercooled. It really is. You can measure it any day you want. From factory, these trucks also only come with one battery. So realistically, especially if you're in a colder climate, put in a second battery. These trucks are meant to be worked. If it's just like a Sunday driver, you don't really need that, but if it's your reliable everyday truck, 2 batteries is gonna be a lifesaver. These trucks also have a ton of fusible links under the hood, and when they pop, they can catch all your wires on fire, which sucks and happens quite frequently. So if you can install an aftermarket fuse panel or find a truck with already an aftermarket fuse panel under the hood, that is a great thing to do. Another thing, Dodge actually recommends you don't tow in 5th gear, their overdrive gear. They recommend you tow in 4th. Pretty ridiculous, but I was towing in 5th with a big trailer and a camper and bunch of stuff, and I killed 5th gear on 2 transmissions ago, so it does happen. So I don't actually daily drive this anymore. I needed a bigger truck, and then I need an even bigger truck, which we do have a video of my new 1984 Kenworth C500, which I'll link right here. When these are towing, they can tow whatever you want pretty much within reason, but as soon as you get kind of going fast, you're just gonna lose fuel economy. These things drink fuel like nothing at highway speeds. Especially in 5th gear, this is a Get Reg 360 truck with 3.54 rear end. And when I'm in 5th gear, anything highway-ish, the truck's struggling to keep up, it just hates it. These trucks have an external voltage regulator, so the alternator is not internally voltage regulated. There's an external one on the firewall. Lots of guys don't know these trucks, or old cars in general, and they'll go to diagnose a charging problem and they'll change alternators and batteries and stuff. You just need to do the $14 voltage regulator. That's how much I paid for the last one. I keep a spare in my glove box actually. Another issue with these trucks, it's not really a problem, it's just the steering radius is the worst out of anything I've ever seen in a pickup truck. They do not turn at all. But it's only an issue really if you're backing up a trailer into a tight spot, so if you do that a lot, keep that in mind. Another thing, the older trucks don't have tacks. They don't have the plug-in under the dash for a tack. The newer trucks do, like I can tell you, probably 92 up kind of thing, don't quote me on that year, but like the first couple years, there's no plug under the dash for the tack. So there's a kit where you put a probe in an alternator, but I don't know if that's something you want to do. I was fine driving without a tack, but it's up to you. If there's anything else you guys can think of, drop it in the comments. But that's the 10-ish things that I've found, or my friends have found about these trucks. They are more aimed at people who actually tow with them or take them off-roading or drive their trucks. Not really a Sunday driver looking for rust in the wheel well type thing. But if you do have ideas about that or want to see a video on that too, we could do one. Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.